Assalamu alaikum. Najaf Memun is here. Today I am giving you a lecture about the chemical bonding. This is the most important topic regarding the chemistry. From the word it is clear that bond means connectivity, connection, which is the link between any two substances, any two atoms, any two molecules. This is called the bond. As we look at on the molecules, that the molecules are most stable than the atoms from which they are made up of, because the molecule has the low energy than the uncombined atoms, because uncombined atoms are more energetic as compared to the molecules. When the atoms combines with each other, they lose the energy and become stable by forming a molecule or a compound. When a molecule or a compound is formed by the combination of the atoms, there is create a bond which is called the chemical bond. So we can define the chemical bond, that what is chemical bond? It is the force of attraction which holds the atoms in a molecule or a compound is called the chemical bond. I write here that it is the force of attraction which holds the atoms in a molecule or a compound is called chemical bond. This is the most simplest definition of the chemical bond. Here one question arises that why atoms combines with each other, why atoms forms a bond. We know that in the periodic table there are the 8 groups of the A, subgroup A, and the subgroup B also there are the 8 groups. Here we consider about only subgroup A, that in the subgroup A there are the 8 groups. Out of these 8 groups there is a one group which known as the 8th A group. This 8th A group is called the noble gases, or we may call it zero group. Elements of this group are helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon. Why atoms forms a bond? Question is that. Every atom in the periodic table wants to be a noble. In the periodic table, every atom wants to be a noble by losing its energy and become stable form. When atoms combines with each other, their energy will be lost and they become more stable in the form of a molecule or a compound. Means for the nobility, atom wants to be a stable. How atom could be a stable? Atom could be stable by completing its octet. Octet means in outermost shell there are 8 number of electrons. every atom wants to complete their octet, except the helium and hydrogen, which wants to complete its duplet, means by 2 electrons in their outermost shell. If we look on the noble gases, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon, we call it these noble gases, and their atomic numbers are 2, 10, 18, 36 and 54. Xenon. Radon is the most radioactive. We does not consider it here. Now if we distributes the electrons of these groups is just helium, this is the nucleus, first shell 2 electrons, neon, nucleus, first shell 2 electrons, last shell 8 electrons, argon, nucleus, first shell 2 electrons, last shell 8 electrons, and other last shell is also 8 electrons. Krypton, nucleus, 2 electrons, 8 electrons, 18 electrons and the 8 electrons. Xenon, 2 electrons, 8 electrons, 18 electrons and 18 electrons. If we look this electronic configuration of the elements, except the helium, we see that neon to xenon, all the elements have complete their outermost shell by 8 electrons. By looking this type of electronic configuration, every atom wants to complete its octet, and by completing the octet, every atom would be stable. Now for so these elements have complete their outermost shell by 8 electrons. By looking these elements, neon, argon, krypton and xenon, every atom wants to complete its octet, whereas helium has to complete its duplet. As in the case of hydrogen, which have only 1 electron in its outermost shell, for being a stable, hydrogen wants to be stable, it gains or lose the electron and it becomes inert gas electronic configuration. This is the main reason for formation of the atomic bond, is that every atom wants to be stable by completing its outermost shell by the 8 number of electrons. Now the question arises here, and other is that how the bond is formed. Today we have learned about that what is the chemical bond and why the chemical bond is formed between the atoms. And inshallah tomorrow we will learn about that how atoms forms a bond. Thank you very much.